Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, peoples. Welcome to Sharp Ends. Today, I am really excited to give you my full review of the EXO-U Gravity Utility Knife. Very awesome. First, I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys so much. You really help. And if you could leave a comment, like, or subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Comments really help this channel out a lot. So, Reate, very good OEM and maker as well. This is the original Reate gravity knife that they came out with, right? This doesn't have the M lock. They later on came out with a shorter version, which was more practical, that had a clip, and it also had a lock on it. Now this guy was a fidget toy for me. Came out about 2 years ago, right before Christmas, I believe it was. This is the Smoky Mountain exclusive of this guy. I really like it. Fidget toy, fun. This is Elmax steel. Look at that Tonto blade. I mean, just sexy as hell. I love this guy with the fat fiber. I mean, it's great. I skipped the M because I don't need an M lock, and I'm not going to be carrying it around. And gravity knives, they're not necessarily the most friendly thing as far as law enforcement's concerned. This I jumped on, $78. That's right, you heard me right, $78 for this utility knife. The blades, of course, are replaceable. All you've got to do is make sure this is locked. You just have to pull down on this tab right here, and then it will come out. Let's see. And then you got to make sure that when you do it, you don't accidentally fling it across the room, right? That's basically it. There we go. Hard to do this under a camera. So there it is. It's out. This is extra right there. And then I can flip it over to the other side. The blade that they sent with it, by the way, absolutely awesome. I haven't flipped it yet. I've been using the crap out of it. So I'll go ahead and flip it. Why not? I've been using this a lot, carrying it a lot. You can probably see that it has, this is not, you have to put it in one particular way, but easy. There you go. It's changed, right? How does a gravity knife work? Well, on this one, it has a lock, and it's a magnetic lock. So switch it back there, and now this is released. This comes up, and then that slides back, and then you close it again, and then you lock it. That lock works really well. I was worried that it would come loose in my pocket, but it never did, not once. And I carried it a ton. I carried it my primary as a secondary in a lower side pocket. I've carried it loose in my pocket, not clipped into my pants at all, and it's never come unlocked. Even if I had other stuff in there, I was worried something would push to the side, this would open, and then it would somehow, that's the thing too, is like this has to, like, it won't slide out now, right? You have to open it here, and then it has to slide out, and then it has to come down, and now it's dangerous, right? Never happens to me. You notice it has this tab right here, and that tab, when it comes back to the back position here, it is locked now because of the frame, yeah? And with that lock, it's not moving. And then when it slides forward, it comes into this forward position here, that tab, and now it's locked. There's no working parts to this as far as that need to be greased. There's no pivots. There's nothing that needs to be tightened up or loosened up. It just works, right? There are definitely a lot of laws about these knives, so you should check to make sure that you're allowed to own one of these as a curiosity or whatever. I have, because this is a utility knife, and it's obviously a utility knife, I haven't had no qualms about carrying this. I don't think that a cop would pull me over and see this and think that I was carrying a paratrooper knife. He'd just look at this and see that's a strange utility knife. So I don't think I would ever get in trouble for carrying this. Even though paratrooper knives or gravity knives are illegal in my state, I don't think I would have a problem with this, but I am a jackass, not a lawyer, so don't follow my advice. You do what is best for you. But for $78, I find this is really great. The machining on this seems to be awesome. Reate is above and beyond all the little details where they've got this nice machining in here surrounded by the line is good. They've got this extra jimping here. They've got jimping on top here for your thumb. And then they've got jimping down here below as well. The clip is nice and small. They could have made, if they'd made it just a little bit longer, it would have been annoying, but this is just the perfect length for this type of knife. Super light. We're talking about 3 ounces here. And whatever blade you want to put in there, and I've looked now, there's a ton of utility blades that are high end. Some are better than others. This one seems to be absolutely awesome. I haven't even had to replace this one, even though I've used it extensively. And I can prove it because you can see on the clip that I've got some wear on there and the paint's coming off and there's some scratches here and there. This comes in numerous colors and is currently available. When it first dropped about 2 or 3 months ago, whenever it dropped, sold out immediately, and now I can find it everywhere. So this is definitely accessible. It is, you can find it. If you're curious about a GravityKnife for $78, I think that's a pretty good price to experience one. You know, Reate's other knives that are made with this is a lot more expensive. A lot more expensive because you're buying a full, you know, this is a hollow grind Tonto here, right? You can't even find this. Only 100 of these were made to begin with. This is serial number 30 from May 2022. So, you know, yeah. This is a good entry-level way to get into a GravityKnife. See if you like it. You know, obviously this is a utility knife, so it's made for certain tasks, but having one of these on me, I've been carrying this a lot. You know, one of the reasons why I really like this is because I've been carrying this as a secondary carry, and if I don't necessarily want to pull out my knife just to open a box, this is what I pull out, right? So this is very nice for that, and you can get really good and fast at it, right? Like, as far as like getting it out, you can get really good at it. And it's just a very satisfying thing to do. Yeah. The big one is too, honestly. The different, you know, it's obviously bigger. Oh, man. Again, hard to do these things underneath the camera. But, yeah, just satisfying sound too. Oh, yeah. Fun, 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 fun. So, highly recommendable. I love this knife. It's not necessarily a budget knife because I believe a budget knife these days, you really need to be under 60 bucks, 65 bucks. I think at 78, we're no longer in the budget territory. But as a step up, I think this is really cool. Would a regular utility knife do everything that this knife does? Yes. Will it do it better? I would argue no. If you're considering only its primary function, which is to open boxes, then yes, they are both equal on equal terms. But if you're including fun in the equation and looks nicer than a box cutter, and you can carry it around without less necessarily, if you just carry around a box cutter, even a folding box cutter, you know, from Husky or something like that, which I did for a long time, you know, it doesn't look as cool as this. If coolness factor is important to you in what you're EDCing, then I would recommend this. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Comments really help the channel. Every month I give away a knife to my Patreon supporters because they are awesome. If you would like to become a Patreon subscriber, get it entered to win a knife every single month for $3 a month. All you gotta do is follow the link down below. Thanks so much, guys. Really appreciate your time. See you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye-bye now.